Last night, I had a conversation about a word for a very long time. And of course, I know now, as I've been told 1,000 million times, that it is a word and not a name. Of course, conversely, it is also a name and not a word, as I've also been told 1,000,000 times. So that's confusing as fuck, but I think I figured it out after an hour or two of discussing this at length with Stormkiller22 and the Sam I Am Show, who both they've taken the position that this word is pronounced one way when it is of course like not pronounced that way in my context. The word is Warrick. You know, that word, the only word in the English language that silences one of the same letter within that word. You know, Warwick. You know, it's spelled W-A-R-W-I-C-K. Can you tell me another word in the English language that has two of the same letter within it and silences one of them? I'm not quite sure that there is one. And Warwick is, I don't think, that either. If the context in which I'm talking about here is Warwick from League of Legends. Warwick from League of Legends. The werewolf champion. The werewolf Warwick. The WWWW guy, you know? That's the joke with that fucking character. Werewolf, Warwick. And here is the moment that I was proven right. I went to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, wherein it said that it's primarily pronounced Warwick, or Warwick, or, in North America, Warwick. Now, why is it pronounced like that in North America? Well, because in North America, we know how to actually speak the English language. We know how to pronounce our R's. We don't call it Warwick. We of course, don't say, I winged him up. We say, we ringed him up. Of course, we never say ringed him up either. We just say we called him. So, you know, I don't know why I brought that up. But Warwick is Warwick, not Warwick. In England, it's Warwick. I'll admit to that, because I think that's like a city. And I think in North America, there's also a city called Warwick. But here's the thing. The champion in League of Legends, which is what I was talking about this entire time, is pronounced Warwick. And I'll tell you why. Stormkiller brought up that just because that it can be pronounced differently, some guy named Daniel is not pronounced Danielle. But as I brought up, if his parents named him Daniel, then he obviously is pronounced Daniel, not Danielle, because his parents legally named him Daniel. And his theoretical parents, in this case, for Warwick, is Riot Games. And I can't think of a single time when anybody in Riot Games has called him Warwick, ever. Now, even with a guy named Daniel, mistakes happen. There are some people who read that name and say Danielle, just, you know, just cuz. Because that's how they read it. That's how they think it's said, you know? And that's the same thing with Warwick. They read it and they're like, oh, like the city, Warwick. Which is, of course, stupid. You should never do that. And do you know why you should never do that, everybody? Because for the longest time, every time I went into class and I had a substitute teacher, even when I got into class for the first time and my regular teacher had a problem with my last name, I had to correct them. You know why? Because my last name is Smythe. S-M-Y-T-H. That's my last name, Smythe. Now, in many cases, that's pronounced Smith. S-M-I-T-H. Or just S-M-Y-T-H, that is pronounced Smith. Because that's just, you know, it's Smith, because everyone else is pronounced Smith, so it has to be Smith. No, it's actually Smythe. That's everybody that I've ever talked to about my last name. Ooh, it's Smith. No, it's Smythe because my father's last name was Smythe. Therefore, my last name is Smythe. Get it? If it's Warwick, and it's spelled Warwick, it's pronounced Warwick, everyone says it's pronounced Warwick, and his parents, Riot Games, call him Warwick, I'm fairly fucking certain that his name is Warwick. Have a fantastic day, everybody.